two parking garages in the area to alleviate parking, one off of Rue Bibliothèque and the other on Buchanan Street.
You build vertical parking, so you increase the parking capacity, and you wrap it with uses that the public can enjoy that generate energy, foot traffic, sales tax, and it increases the property values not only of these surface parking lots that would become a part of the Performing Arts Center development, but all of the buildings that exist around it.
The Guillory administration is considering a deal with Ochsner Lafayette General and UL to relocate adjacent to the UL Research Park on Congress and Cajun Dome Boulevard. However, Beckno says there are more opportunities downtown.
If we have 2,200 seats in this future Performing Arts Center, and we programmed it 100 times per year, that's 200,000 more people, feet on the sidewalks, that would maybe go grab a drink before or after a performance, grab dinner before or after, want to shop before or after a dance review. The small businesses in downtown Lafayette would see tremendous benefit from a Performing Arts Center.
In Lafayette, Trey Francis, KATC, TV3.
Some city council members tell us they're pushing to set up community discussions about this issue. At this point, no dates have been set. We'll tell you more as we learn it. While park improvements are shut down in Jeanerette, Iberia Parks and Recreations announced the $400,000 grant in September. However, the measure was shut down in Monday's city council meeting. The board has agreed to meet in the near future on this matter. Meanwhile, the deadline to advertise for bids to do the work is December 14th. Breaux Bridge Pelican Waste customers will soon see an additional charge on their bills. The city council approving this measure, and the mayor says the additional charge is because of fuel cost. Moving on to state news now. Baton Rouge native Michael Hollins, who is one of 5 shot during Sunday's shooting at the University of Virginia, is still recovering tonight. Yesterday, Hollins completed his second round of surgery and is now focused on a long road to recovery. As of tonight, it's uncertain when the football star will return home to Baton Rouge. His family releasing a statement saying Mike's tenacity, dedication, and huge heart have propelled him to achieve everything he set his mind to, not just on the football field. They say the honor roll student is committed to facing his recovery with the same fortitude. His former coach agrees.
As of yesterday, he had a second surgery, which the doctors thought went really well. He had to have a little bit of his intestine removed, but other than that, all the other organs looked good. And so the doctors are hoping for recovery and hoping to move him into the phase of recovery now.
Happening right now at the Old State Capitol in Baton Rouge, memorial event commemorating the 50th anniversary of the killings of Denver Smith and Leonard Brown. On November 16, 1972, Smith and Brown were shot by unnamed East Baton Rouge Parish Sheriff's deputies during peaceful protest on the Southern University campus. The university held several events commemorating these deaths throughout the week in memory of the two students. The university's union is named in their honor. Louisiana officials are asking judges to step in and help with the lack of beds in state-run juvenile detention facilities by releasing some low-risk teens back into the community. According to the advocate, the Office of Juvenile Justice says they can no longer safely accept more young people. The agency cites 2 main factors: the closing of Swanson Center for Youth in Monroe and the crisis of understaffing, security, and violent outbursts inside some facilities. And still ahead right here on Acadiana's News Channel at 6, the importance of giving back to the community, along with a friendly bet that could save lives. We'll tell you about the battle between 2 fire chiefs that take it to the football field. That coming up later. Rob?
And it's a battle of clouds and some clearing. It's the old subtropical jet stream overhead. Brighter days ahead, but that also means colder weather as well. We'll talk the numbers and the true view forecast through Thanksgiving coming up right after the break.
From the KATC Weather Lab, here's Rob's forecast.
Welcome back. Well, the winter chill is here to stay, and it only gets colder in the days ahead, but at least the sky should get a little bit brighter. That old winter nemesis, the subtropical jet stream right overhead, and this is typically what we see in the wintertime. It keeps our cloud cover. So let's get to that chroma key wall, and we'll show you what we're talking about as we look at that upper level flow. And typically, when we have the subtropical jet overhead, it's not too bad if it's pointing out of the west or coming out of the northwest. that means cold and dry, but when it's a southwesterly flow aloft, you have that cloud cover, and today, not only the cloud cover, but even a few light sprinkles across the coastal areas, as we did not see a disturbance that came out of the Mexican mountains last night, moved across the region, and did generate a few very light showers, but most of us high and dry across the area. That other upper level low producing winter weather, but this has been the story. It's kind of been a dichotomy to the north and west, mostly sunny skies, but pretty much from Acadiana, most of Acadiana on southeastward, it's been overcast, and again, this precip showing up, mostly virga, not reaching the ground, but keeping it quite chilly indeed. Now, eventually, we do think these clouds erode just a little bit, and that allows our temperatures to chill out, and tomorrow afternoon and evening, we clear out, and we're going to be even colder. Meanwhile, as we look to the north, wow, it is winter for sure, from the Colorado Rockies all the way through the upper Midwest, the Great Lakes, and the Northeast. But wait, there's more. Check out the snow totals just over the next 36 hours for portions of the northern part of the U.S. And then lake effect snow is going to be kicking and impacting upstate New York. And basically, you're just getting that warm air, that warm water right here, cold air going over the warm water, and then dumping snow. And you get these lake effect bands that don't move a whole lot if the wind direction stays the same. Thus, 3 to 4 feet in around the Buffalo area, specifically around Jim Hummel's hometown of Hamburg, New York, and then 2 to 3 feet as you get up toward Watertown. I went to school right here in Oswego, mainly because of all the snow you could get here. But this one, a west-southwesterly wind in Oswego, you would get it if the wind direction was right at 272 degrees. You get the snow pile up. But there will be some, looks like better than a foot of snow, maybe 12 to 18, right around Fulton, New York, which is just southeast of Oswego. So, okay, I'm done reliving my college days. Let's move on and show you what's happening here. Clouds clearing out, temperatures getting down into the mid to upper 30s tonight, so certainly colder. You may want to cover your tender vegetation, especially northern portions of Acadiana. Tomorrow night, everybody take care of the vegetation and make sure the pets have a warm place to stay. You should have already done that as well. Temperatures get into the 50s tomorrow afternoon. It stays chilly, though, and with those clear skies tomorrow night, we head down to the freezing mark for many areas, or at least patchy frost if the winds die down enough. And then as we head into Friday, mostly sunny early, clouding up late. And here comes the next weather system, mainly going to be out in the Gulf of Mexico, but we're going to see some patchy light rain across the area. We're going 50, 60% I-10 southward. Farther to the north, your rain chances are going to be much lower, but we'll see how that plays out as we get closer to the weekend. Near term tonight, we're talking low to mid 30s, northern parishes of Acadiana, pretty much above freeze, but you certainly want to take care of the tender vegetation. Mid-30s I-10 corridor and mid to upper 30s down along the coast. And then for tomorrow, we'll favor most spots getting into the lower 50s tomorrow afternoon. We'll go 53 for a high in Lafayette. Today was 52, so similar conditions, but I think we see more sun in the latter part of the afternoon and lower 50s along the coast. And this is the story tomorrow night. These temperatures getting down into the mid to upper 20s. It's not pipe busting cold, but is certainly a killing freeze for the northern parishes of Acadiana, and much the same for the rest of the area. Temperatures right at or below 32, maybe for a few hours. So again, covering the plants and taking care of the pets. Again, no pipe worries. It has to get below 25 or 25 below for an extended period of time before we have those issues, or antecedent cold conditions, meaning it's just been above freezing all day long, and then it goes down to 27. Then you have to worry. 37 the low overnight in Lafayette, with the clouds thinning out through daybreak, and then more clouds probably mid-morning tomorrow, but we do expect intervals of sun, especially during the afternoon. We'll go 53 the high. Those north winds not quite as biting, but still there. And as we move forward, that light freeze Friday morning. Saturday, the chance of rain, as we showed you, mainly patchy light rain. Sunday not looking too terribly bad. And as we go into next week, finally some milder temperatures, but with that comes maybe the potential for some stormy weather along about Wednesday of next week. Yesterday we were talking Thanksgiving. Now it could be Wednesday. I think we're going to bounce back and forth on those days in the days ahead, but bottom line, a little stormy, and Wednesday's a big travel day, so you don't want the storms around anywhere along I-10, so we'll see how that goes.
And Jim got out of New York just in time.
Just in time. And you know, when you're talking a yard, a meter of snow or more in a few days, that's big snow.
Well, he back with us tomorrow, everybody. We know you've been missing him. He's been spending time with his family. We'll be right back right after this break. Well, in tonight's Spirit of Acadiana, we focus on giving back to the community, starting with a friendly bet that could save lives. The fire chiefs in Carencro and Scott have placed a couple things on the line for Friday's matchup between the Carencro High Bears and the Acadiana Wrecking Rams. The losing team's fire chief will have to install 50 smoke detectors in the winning fire chief city and residents' homes there while wearing the opposing team's jersey for a week.
Two things that will definitely allow our community to have the availability of these detectors to be installed in our community, but also brings awareness to remind people to check their smoke detectors and make sure they're working properly. And if not, to give us a call, because whether we win or lose, we'll always have those detectors ready for them.
It's just great for the city, not only Scott, but Carencro as well. If they win, whatever team wins is great for the city, good city boost, gives the community together, and it's a good rivalry. Even though it's, we tease each other, it's a great game, and we'll have fun till Friday night.
Well, giving back to the community goes a long way. That was the lesson for today's St. Thomas More Service Day. Students were able to volunteer at many places that have expressed a need for help and the desire to work with students.
It's really great to just get out here and serve the community, represent St. Thomas More in a good way, and help to serve God with one another, and also help to set an example for other people and the younger students who are at other locations or at St. Thomas More learning how to serve.
Well, First Baptist Church in Lafayette